Hi everyone, my name's Scott. Welcome to Planes, Trains, Everything, and welcome to Inverness. Today I'm going to do something rather foolish. I'm travelling with Flixbus from Inverness all the way to Milan. 4 Flixbuses, 3 days, 2 nights, 1 idiot. What could possibly go wrong? Well, I nearly found out 10 days ago. I got an SMS and an email from Flixbus saying, hey, guess what? We've cancelled your bus. They hadn't actually, they'd cancelled 2. I've made 2 sort of reservations. The first one is Inverness, Edinburgh, Edinburgh, London, London, Paris. And I did that on the one reservation for 2 reasons. One reason is because it was cheaper than doing 3 separate reservations. And also because I was reliant on connections. If a bus was really delayed, then I'd have a better chance of being reallocated on a later service free of charge with Flixbus. If I have separate reservations for those 3 buses, I'd be on my own. The Paris to Milan portion is on a separate reservation that's not affected. I did get a refund of £3.50, which confused me at first, but then I realised, aha, they're not able to fulfil my seat requests on these new allocated buses. So I've got aisles all the way through to Paris, which isn't a great problem. Yeah, so 2 out of 3 is not bad. This is going to be a real challenge. Firstly, mentally, because I have to keep myself occupied. Now on my phone I've got some movies from TV programs, music and podcasts that will keep me mentally awake. Physically, however, I have to be careful. If you're travelling by car, you don't feel this because your centre of gravity is a lot lower. If you're travelling by train, the journey is a lot smoother. And if you're travelling by a bus, it's generally 1-2 hours maximum, you don't feel it. But if you're travelling on a long distance coach, anything from 8 hours through to 45 hours, which I'm doing, you will feel this. You tense up. There's a Flixbus, by the way. I wonder if that's mine. Yeah, you tense up. Every time you go around a bend, every time you go over a bump on the road, you tense up. You don't realise that. So after 8 hours on a bus, you will feel a bit fatigued when you get off. When you get off after 45 hours, I'm going to be wrecked in Milan. Absolutely shattered, because I don't sleep while I'm on the move. So I'll be arriving there deprived of 2 nights sleep and all this tension. Boy, I'm going to be a mess. Also, I have to keep in mind constipation. Yeah, because you're sitting for so long, gravity isn't able to do what it's supposed to do. As a result, well, you don't go to the toilet as much, which is a good thing on a coach, but also you don't eat as much. And thirdly, deep vein thrombosis, which sounds like a bit of a joke because you usually get that on long distance flights, but I'm on a coach for 2 days, so I'm going to be moving my feet and legs around as much as I can. This journey is 2,280 kilometers or 1,420 miles. This is going to be fun. It's going to make a good video, and to start this good video, I'm going to be going over there shortly and getting a mac and cheese at my favourite cafe here in Inverness. This itinerary is actually being planned with military precision. Here at Inverness, even though it is now gone 3 PM, I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to have dinner at Edinburgh, breakfast in London, lunch on board one of the ferries, dinner in Paris, and by the time I get to Milan, I don't think I'm really going to care less. Right, let's get in and get my mac and cheese. The mac and cheese here is superb. That'll keep me going all the way to Edinburgh at least. Inverness is a real hot spot for subscribers. I've met 4 of them here so far, and I got a free hat from one of them. Right, there's bus 104. Let's get on board. Yeah, perfect. Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah, that was seriously weird. Standing there for about 45 minutes, one person after another, all recognised me and wanted to talk to me. Absolutely brilliant.
Hi everyone, this is your driver speaking. Just to let you know, we are approaching Perth bus station. Hi everyone, we are approaching Broxton Park and Ride, and this is the stop for passenger catching connection to Glasgow, Dundee and Aberdeen. Passenger catching connection to Glasgow, Dundee and Aberdeen, please, thank you.
Well, that's the first of 4 coaches complete. 4 hours out of 45, that's not even 10%. And that seemed to really drag, that journey, it really did drag. I'm dreading the next 41. Anyway, I'm here for 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I'm not overly hungry. And that was the problem, because I had that lunch at 4 p.m. in Inverness, I'm not overly hungry. So I'm gonna go maybe get a snack, have a drink, something like that. And I'll be back for the Flixbus number 2 to London, Victoria, at 22:40, I hope it is. I'm doing that from memory. $8:20 p.m. on a Saturday night in Edinburgh. I know McDonald's will be open, but there's bound to be a Costa or a Nero or something open at Waverley as well. So I'm going to nip down to the station. 3 police officers, 1 security guard and dozens of drunk people outside McDonald's. Let's not do McDonald's. One of the problems here at Edinburgh Waverley Station is the fact that it's run by Network Rail, and they believe that space should be used to make money, not for the comfort of customers. So if you want to buy a coffee and something else, there are very few places to sit down in the actual shop itself. So I decided to get a pasty, traditional steak pasty, and the moment I bought that and walked away, I discovered that Cafe Nero were open till 10 o'clock and they had seated areas. I'll remember that next time. Right, cup of tea and a pasty. You call that a pasty? Now this is a pasty. You know, it really feels quite weird being here at Edinburgh Waverley Station, 9 p.m. at night. I'm not leaving for another hour and 40 minutes yet. It's just a very eerie, kind of a quiet place now. I don't like being here by myself. London. Up until the time that Flixbus cancelled 2 of my 3 services, I had about 5 hours at London Victoria, a nice long buffer. But that's now been reduced to an hour and a half. That time has now been gained at Paris-Bercy bus station. And if there's one place on the planet I hate, it's Paris-Bercy bus station. I'm there for 5.5 hours. So I will be going away to get a pizza and a beer. I'll need something to keep me going while at Paris. But first things first, I've got about an 8.5 hour trip. Let's just double check the facts here. 8 hours and 20 minutes. I have absolutely no idea where it goes via, but it arrives into London Victoria at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I'll see you back at Edinburgh bus station. I can't believe a subscriber gave me his hat at Inverness bus station. What a guy. I am a stagecoach bus enthusiast. I don't know if I could wear that on Flixbus, could I? Nah, maybe not. If you're really observant, you might have noticed I had a window seat between Inverness and Edinburgh. It's almost as if Flixbus cancels your reservation and rebooks you, you automatically get given an aisle seat whether you like it or not. And that's why I got a refund. As it turned out, the bus wasn't even half full. So there was plenty of seats to choose from. It must just default to an aisle seat. Right, I have now got about 25 minutes to go. And we're on coach number 2 to London Victoria. That journey could be described as brutal. There was zero leg room. I'm 5'10", my knees were against the seat in front. Thank goodness the guy didn't try and recline his seat. I would have had broken kneecaps. Guy next to me was a giant of a man. Big in height, big in girth. He was taller than me. He had absolutely no space. He had the man spread all the way from Edinburgh. That was a brutal, brutal journey, that one. I just hope I don't get stuck with him, because I noticed he was opening up a Flixbus app and he's travelling through to Paris on the 08:30 this morning. Oh, please don't let me get next to him. Right, I need coffee. That might do the job actually. Coffee and maybe a bite to eat. Okie dokie, coach 304, which is London Victoria to Paris Bercy. Let's hope this one isn't as brutal as last night's service. Well, we're here at Dover just waiting for the ferry. We've got an hour to kill. There was absolute carnage at London Victoria coach station. A family of 6 decided just to set up camp around where I was sitting. The problem was they didn't actually have those seats allocated, and so when the people did turn up for their seats, they couldn't get them. And the reason for this was they were a family, they wanted to stay together. Why not pay for the seat reservations? And that was the whole problem. 6 of them did not pay for seat reservations. Right, I'm totally lost. I'm just following everyone else. I've got a cunning plan. When Flixbus changed my itinerary, it changed from having a 5-hour connection in London to a 5-hour connection at Paris. And I don't know, I might have mentioned once or twice how much I despise Paris Bercy bus station. It's an absolute hole. So I've got 5 hours there. I don't particularly want to spend 5 hours there. So the plan of action is I'm going to have dinner in Paris. I know exactly where I'm going to go. I can picture this pizza washed down by Kronenberg, and I'm going to stretch it out. I can't stretch it out for 5 hours, but hey, every minute I spend away from that bus station, the better. And by doing that, I'm not going to have a lunch on the ferry, because I can already feel myself kind of slowing down a bit food-wise. You do get a meal voucher. I might redeem that just for a tea or a coffee or something, but I'm not going to eat anything until I get to Paris, so I'll have space for the pizza. That's a good idea, isn't it? I know there's a lot of Flixbus in this video, but it is a Flixbus video, and it is not sponsored by Flixbus. Yeah, there was a bit of a bizarre moment while we were waiting to get on the ferry. The driver actually recognised me from a previous video I did a couple of years ago. I think this will do until we get to Paris.
Le commandant et le personnel d'équipage vous souhaitent la bienvenue.
Time to do a bit of exploring. It's a hazy old day today, but relatively mild. Captain said 90-minute crossing, and I can see the coast of France already through the haze. Some of the public areas are actually roped off, so I think I might just head back in again. That's us coming into Calais now. We should be on the bus in about 10 or 15 minutes max. We're here at Raison, which is the usual service area that Flixbus stops at on the way to Paris. We're about an hour and a half out of Paris, but the driver did give us some good news. We are running 20 to 30 minutes late, which means 20 to 30 minutes less spent at Paris-Bercy bus station. Well guys, good news and bad news. Good news is we finally made it into Paris-Bercy. We arrived about 45 minutes late. The traffic into Paris was bedlam, even though it is a Sunday evening. It was bumper to bumper for kilometres. The bad news is we're here at Paris-Bercy, so I'm going to be making a sharp exit. I have got 4.5 hours. I was looking online to see if these Italian restaurants that I had in my mind were open. Of course not. It's a Sunday evening, but there is one called the Napoli that is open. And I've looked at the menu and they do Kronenbourg, and I think I deserve one. So let's get going. The bus driver was saying that we all had to leave the coach from the middle door, not the front door. He had to secure that because apparently Bercy bus station has got a very, very bad reputation for theft and pickpockets. I'd believe it. Right, we are in the little park outside Bercy bus station. Let's try and find this Napoli restaurant. Yeah, there's definitely some dodgy looking characters hanging around in the shadows back there in that park. It's going to be even worse later on because my connection number 4 to Milan doesn't leave until 30 minutes past midnight. So Bercy bus station tonight should be an absolute hoot. Right, the Napoli. I love it when a plan falls into place. Paris was actually a part of this itinerary I was really not looking forward to. I always find Bercy bus station very dodgy, very busy, very nasty, very dirty. And the sooner I can get out of there and head towards Milan, the better. I'll be a happier man once I get out of Paris. I really do not like that bus station. The fact is, like I said, when the bus drivers say that they're going to close the door because of theft, it shows you how rife it is. That's a really good pizza though. 10 out of 10 for their pizza. That is a good pizza. No Kronenbourg, but Left makes a good plan B. Ooh. Cheers. Okay, that was a very good pizza. I know I haven't eaten since breakfast this morning, but it was still a good pizza. Right, it has started to rain, so it's not as if I can go for a walk anywhere. Well, I could, but I'll get absolutely soaked. So I'm going to head back to my favourite place, Paris Bercy bus station, for 3 hours. Wish me luck. This is Paris Bercy bus station. Organised chaos. The fourth and thankfully final Flixbus leaves from here at 12:30 in the morning. It stops at Lyon, Chambord, Owix and Turin, arriving in Milan at 1:20 p.m. and I can't wait because I am so tired, and if you think I'm tired now, wait until you see me when I'm in Milan tomorrow. Right, let us find out what key number our bus leaves from. Key number 19, wherever that is. And there it is. And here we are, 13 hours of more Flixbus excitement. But I'm looking forward to this little adventure finishing because this has been hard work. Whew. We're just outside of Auxerre, and against all odds I think I actually fell asleep for about 30 minutes, but only 30 minutes. So you have 10 minutes. You either spend 10 minutes queuing at the toilet or spend 10 minutes queuing at the coffee counter. It was the toilet. Boy, I don't know how late we are running, but on the French side of the Italian border, we stopped at one of these toll booths and we sat there for about 40 minutes. I don't know what was going on. I think they were maybe just not operational. Eventually we were all the way through after 40 minutes. About a kilometre down the road there was a toll booth for the big tunnel that goes between underneath the Alps between France and Italy. We were there for a good 10-15 minutes, and then on the other side, on the Italian side of the tunnel, we've got the frontier, and the Italian police were going through the passengers with a fine-tooth comb, especially if you had a darker complexion. That's all I'm going to say. They were giving them a very, very close look. As it turned out, 2 Spanish girls and an African guy were taken off the bus, probably never to be seen again. So I think we might be running at least an hour late, but at least we've only got Turin and then Milan now to go. Well guys, it's a very wet and miserable day here in Milan, and that kind of sums up that journey that I've just done. That was by far the hardest coach adventure journey I've ever done for this channel. It was horrendous. Things started going downhill between Edinburgh and London. I had that much space, no space whatsoever between my kneecaps and the seat in front, and that's no good for an overnight journey. I've always had high esteem for Flixbus, especially on their overnight services to and from London, but that's the first time I've had a disaster, and that's going to make me think again. To give you an idea, from Paris to Milan I had the width of my hand as extra space between my kneecap and the seat in front. That was okay, but what we were given between Edinburgh and London, not good enough. But that was a tough journey from Inverness to Milan. Wow. I mean, I thought 4 coaches, it'll be tough enough, but wow, that's by far the hardest one I've ever done. In fact, when I was at Bercy coach station waiting for the coach to depart, I was looking at the panoramic view of Bercy bus station, and I thought, here we go again, another bus. I don't think I'm enjoying this anymore. Yet it had stopped being fun when I got to Paris. And I don't know what it was, but it was just something about this particular journey. It was just a bus too far, that's what it was, a bus too far. And that's probably what I'm going to call this film, a bus too far. Also, the guys behind me between Paris and Milan, one had a cold and he was coughing and spluttering. At one occasion he sneezed and I could feel it in my elbow. Sorry to gross you out there. His friend also had a cold, but it was a more productive cough that he had, and it just sounded disgusting. So if I don't catch something from either of those 2 guys, that will be a miracle. Anyway, I had one of 2 plans ahead of me. One was to try and get something to eat here, because I haven't eaten at all today. Get something to eat here, then go up to the hotel. Or possibly go to the hotel, freshen up, then get something to eat. But I think I'm down to a third option, and that is go to my hotel and have a sleep, because I am so tired. I'll set the alarm for 4 hours, because if I don't, I'm going to sleep until midnight, and then I'll be as fresh as a daisy. I don't want to be fresh as a daisy at midnight. But I might just hang around here until this rain stops as well. I was looking at the weather forecast en route, and it said it's going to be overcast, no rain, maybe 30% chance of a shower. This is more than a shower. Anyway guys, thanks very much for coming along on this very trying adventure. I'm glad you came with me. I'll see you next time.